When you're trying to run your business and you are a solo entrepreneur, or maybe you just have a very small team, it could feel like you are very alone. It's hard to make decisions, and sometimes you're like, oh, I wish I knew what this person would tell me. If you have ever thought that, well, you're in luck, because today we are going to be diving in how to create your own AI board of directors. If you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, this is something that Napoleon Hill talks about, that you have this board of directors. He created a board of directors of people who had passed on. I think there were still some that were living, but they were just these ideals of people that he could talk to and then get ideas about what to do in his business and how to move forward. I love this idea of creating your own personal board of directors to help you not only in your business, but also could be guides in your own personal life. And with AI, it makes it so much easier to do this, to actually get what you think people would be saying and what kind of advice you'd be getting, in what direction you should be moving in your business, what the next step would be, and also what should you be doing in your own personal life. Because one of the things that I believe is that you are not just a business owner, you also are a mom, a dad, you have family, maybe you have a spouse. Like, there's a lot of other hats that you wear in your life, and it's not just a business owner. And I like to look at this as, when we create this board of directors, how can this board of directors be something that can help guide us and give us ideas through all aspects of our life? So I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can create this. I am going to be using the AI tool called Claude. Claude is one of our favorite tools, and I'm going to walk you through exactly step by step how you're going to set this up. By the end of this video, you are going to have your own AI board of directors that you can use for any problem that you are trying to solve. So let's dive right into Claude. All right, so here we are inside Claude. The first thing that we need to do is we need to create a project. So to do that, you're going to come here to projects, and you're going to do a new project. And I'm going to call this board of directors. You can then give it a goal or a description of this project if you'd like. You don't have to. You can just leave it board of directors if that's what you want. So now I have this board of directors project created. Anytime that I am going to ask my board of directors anything, I will just come into this project and use this as a tool, because we are going to start building over here. We're going to start building the brain of this project, or the brain of our board of directors. The next thing we need to do is add in instructions. So I have this document right here that's going to walk you through all the prompts, all the directions, everything that you need. And you can get access to this inside our free community. It's called the Ops Yacht Club. Once you log in, you're going to come here to library. And then right here, the AI prompt treasure chest, that's where you're going to find this for the board of directors. So we are going to come here and we're going to grab these instructions. And then inside Claude, right here under instructions, we are just going to paste those in and click Save Instructions. So now our project knows this is how you are supposed to act in answering any of these questions. The next thing that we need to do is we need to pick, I like to pick 5 board of directors. So this could be anyone. It could be people that are alive today. It could be people that have passed on. Anyone that you can think of that you want to be part of your board of directors, we are going to build this out. To build this out, I'm going to come back to our prompt here, and this is researching for a certain person. So I'm going to come here and copy all of this prompt, and I'm going to go to just a new chat, and I'm going to paste that prompt in, then come up to the top, and I'm going to change the person's name. So I think the hardest thing of this process is picking 5 people. I want you to think through you don't want to pick like a lot of the same types of people. I've seen people want to do like all US presidents, or like we have Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. That's good, but we also want to have different perspectives, because this is actually trained to look at other people's perspectives and not just agree with each other. Like, it's okay for them to give opposing views, because that's going to help you in your decision making. One thing when it comes to AI is we never want it to actually overtake our own decision making. We want to make sure that we are looking at all areas and we're still using our own strategic thinking in order to come up with the outcome. And that's one of the reasons why in the prompt we have this set that it's okay to have our board of directors to have different points of view, because in real life, that's how it is. I've never been on any team or a board of directors or anything that people have not had different views on how to solve a problem or find a solution. And so this is exactly how we have this prompted, is to look at the different sides of things. So start thinking through, who are your top 5 going to be? For this example, I'm just going to use George Washington. And then we will set the prompt to go. It's going to go through, it's going to look at the different ways that George Washington does decision making. One thing with this process, we are using Claude to build out our background on these people. If you are picking someone who is a little more relevant, someone who is alive today that has done things in the last 6 months, I probably wouldn't use Claude to build this out. I would test this in ChatGPT or Perplexity. Those are my other 2 go-to. You could also use Grok or Gemini, anyone that you are as the one that you use the most. You definitely can use that. I like to test these out too. I try something in Claude, I try something in another LLM, and then I can kind of see which one I like better. But for this example, we're just going to be using Claude. So you can see this has built a comprehensive board member profile for this person. We have all the information here, their business experience, industries, how they do decision making. So this is pretty thorough, which that's what we need for our board of directors. So it's gone through all this information, still going here. It talks about crisis management. So all of these things, all these different categories that we are analyzing George Washington for this example, it will do for whatever board of directors that you want to create. And the reason that I choose just 5 people for our board of directors is because if you have any more than that, then it could get a little convoluted. So I feel like 5 is kind of that sweet spot. I would do no less than 3. So somewhere between that 3 to 5 of your board of directors is going to be good. All right, still building this out. All right, now that this is finished, I'm just gonna come right here and click on copy, and then we're gonna go back to our projects. So we'll come to our board of directors, and then we are going to attach a file here, and we are just going to add text content. So I'm gonna name this one George Washington, and then paste all the information there about George Washington. So now we have our instructions and we have our first board member in our board of directors. Now you're going to do this for the other 4 board members, but that's not the end. The next thing that we need to do is we also need to give this project ideas about our own business, because we want to make sure that all of the instructions that our board of directors is giving us, they know about our business. They know about our goals. They know where it is that we want to go. So to do that, we have one more. This is not necessarily a prompt. This is for you to fill out and kind of start thinking through. If you have done exercises like this before, where you have built out a profile for your whole business, you know who your avatar is, and most importantly, you have what your goals are. That's the thing that your board of directors are going to be looking at, is your goals. What is it that you want to do? What is your end goal? What is your goal? Like big long-term goals, 3-year goal, 5-year goal, 10-year goal. I like to set 100-year goals. Think about that, because in 100 years, you probably are going to be dead. So what kind of goals, what kind of legacy do you want to live? That really stretches the things that you are going to be thinking about when you are setting goals. So make sure you have all of that put together. If you have that done, just upload it into the project. If you don't, I want you to look at this business context. This is going to ask you a lot of questions. Now, not all of them are going to be relevant to you, but it's just to start getting this business profile so that way your board of directors knows your business. Just imagine if you were walking into a boardroom, you have your board of directors sitting at this table, you're coming in and you ask a question. They're probably going to want to know about you, about your business, what your goals are. Once they know those things, then they can give you advice. So that's what this business profile is. Once you have this filled out, and on this document, you could just answer the questions. And then if it is not relevant, then you can just delete it. Once you have that done, then you're going to come copy everything that you have put in. You're going to come back to our projects, and then you're going to add a file. Again, we're going to add text context, and then you're just going to say about my business. Paste that in and add that. When all is said and done, you should have your instructions for the project. Then you should have 5 of your board of directors profiles all set up. And then the 6th thing is about your business. Now you are all ready to go. Whenever you have any question, when you're trying to make some decisions, you're trying to look at, should I do this or should I do that? You can come here and ask your board of directors. One of the things that it is designed to do is to, one, give you all the different ideas from the different board of directors that you have, but also give you action steps. So that way you know exactly what it is that you are supposed to be doing and giving you what are those next steps to move you in the right direction. This is one of the most powerful ways that you can use AI to help you in decision making in what are the things that you should be doing in your business. And this goes where it doesn't matter if you're a solo entrepreneur, if you have a large team. This is a way that can just help you start thinking outside the box, because a lot of the times I feel like we have been doing a lot of the same things, and if we keep doing the same things and we're getting the same results, we're not really getting anywhere. So this is a way to help us think outside the box and get perspectives from different people and to have them help us in our business. If this is something that you loved and you want to have more trainings like this, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more trainings like this that are coming your way. And remember, keep thinking strategically.